Good morning. Welcome to my Sunday. We are building Spring Lantern Festival. As you know, we skipped last week, but this is the fourth week of builds. And excuse my family in the background arguing and playing with things. It's just what they do. Anyway, we're going to get on with building this thing. It's a really cool kit. I quite like it. It's very, very three-dimensional. I know that sounds silly to say about Lego, but it is. It's kind of cool. So let's get on with it. And we're just starting book 2 today, so I'm going to put this out of the way because we're actually working on a bit on the side. So, new base plate. Good thing about a new base plate is you can figure out where all the stuff goes. Now, before anyone asks, yes, I use plastic bags, but I reuse them over and over and over. So, I'm not buggering the environment. It's okay. We'll all survive. Alright, let's start building. Already got someone who's started behind the times. You could always catch up with the stream. You really haven't missed anything, and then you can chatter away in the chat if you want to. Alright. As good mate Robin says, let's do this. But he's a camera guy. Makes more sense for him. Where's the pin? There we go. Pins on both sides. Very cool. And there's a couple of 3x. Whoops. Oh, look at that. Step 2. Messed it up. Woo! Doing well. Not paying attention. But I've just come off 2 hours of streaming a train game. So, it's not a good excuse though, is it? Not really. You just need to pay attention. Now, I'm guessing since these bits are bright, they will disappear. Okay. The way I set this up, if you're wondering, is I get a bag and I find all the bits for both steps and put them in the one bag. Normally it is only the 2 steps. Occasionally I do more if there's not much going on. Interestingly, I actually have no idea what this bit turns into. Setting things up this way. Oh, we've got a live viewer now. Welcome, whoever you are. Feel free to say hi in the chat. Building the Spring Lantern Festival. And I almost made another mistake then. So this is my 4th week of building this one. And guess what? There's going to be another week of building this one. Because it's an intricate little thing. It looks like a small kit and it's targeted at 8-year-olds, which surprises me a little because it's got some fairly complex build scenarios in it. But I'm forever the one saying, you'll be amazed what kids can do, and then I say something like that. It's a bit uncool. But that's cool. Or not, depending on your point of view. Building. It's amazing. I think there's a gap between these. It's a little bit hard to tell in the instructions, so I'm going to go with a gap and we'll see where we end up. This looks about right to me. That's what I mean. It's a little bit hard to tell. Oops, that way. It's this area here. It's a bit hard to see whether there's meant to be a gap of studs there or not. Next baggie. We don't want to do that, we want to do this. Okay. White bit, pink bit, white bit. Ooh, careful. Blue bit, white bit, pink bit, white bit. Same over the other side. Looks like the same pattern. White bit, pink bit, white bit, blue bit, white bit, pink bit, blue bit. It's a good thing I'm happy talking to myself like a dickhead. Always trying to build these nice and quickly. Okay, next page. Coming along nicely. You may note I'm using a slightly different camera angle this week for the Lego part. I hope you can see it better than in previous weeks, because I had a look back at the previous streams and was slightly disappointed on how little that you could see from those. So I thought I'd fix that for you. And it's a bit of a novelty going from streaming a train game to streaming Lego. Very different mindset. But of course I also had to very quickly change all my cameras around, which I hadn't really thought through. So maybe I should give a little more of a break next time. Assume my microphone's actually on. Yeah, looks like it is. Good. Because of course I also have a different setup in OBS for Lego. You just quickly flip it all around and hope it works. I'd love to play some music while I'm doing this, but it would get me a copyright strike on YouTube, so I cannot. Unless I pay nothing but royalty-free music, perhaps. And it's not even a matter of getting permission from someone. I know that I have friends who record music, like Hannah Silver, who would absolutely love it if I played her stuff. And even if I only got 1 or 2 more people to hear it, that would be cool. But the trouble is, YouTube doesn't care about that. It doesn't care that you get permission. It just goes, bye-bye, copyright strike. Not much happens to you until you get 3 copyright strikes, and then you don't have a channel anymore. And that could be for a little while, or that could be forever. They seem a little variable about what happens then. I think that one I just put in is actually in slightly the wrong spot. And of course all of you are screaming at me, use that little release thing. But of course they don't really work. Bit of flex works much better. Alright. Looks like we're about to build some platforming, which is cool. 3 of these and 1 of these for this part. Look at all this intricate detail we just put in here. And guess what? Watch. Am I getting that wrong? I was getting that wrong. All that intricate detail, nice architecture parts. It does tell you something interesting about what Lego think of the Friends colours, that they reuse them for stuff like this. Alright, now we back up this end. Slightly angular. Then that one. Then that one. That's better. Greetings to whoever the happy lurker is, who's watching from somewhere. You'll be very pleased that YouTube tells me absolutely nothing about you. So you can maintain your secret love of Lego. I'm watching some hairy bloke build stuff. Sorry that I'm looking down most of the time, but I kind of need to build. I think that goes there, and that would go there. And there's one more of those. Now we've got some squares. You do build up some lovely Lego calluses, but having taken a week off, might have gone away. But they'll be back after this. The other thing I've done since last week is add some more light. Not since last week, since the week before, in fact. It was just a little dull. And it's a bit of a dull old day in Melbourne. Not quite like what's happening in Sydney, where they're getting flooded out. Hi to my Sydney mates. None of you are watching. Well, could be one of you, but I reckon none of you. Okay, motoring through. Yeah, so this time round we have these little figures. There's a little photography guy. And there's a girl with a little bunny on a trolley. Put them over here, they can watch. Come on, bunny. There's a lot going on in this step. If you're into local guides, I have a meetup this evening for photography. Register via Connect and I will send you the necessary details to connect. It's funny, isn't it? Go to Local Guides Connect and I'll tell you how to connect. It's kind of silly, but that's okay. So we go skip there, and this goes there. I kind of like this use of ingots for tiles. I think it's quite nice. Has a good outcome. Alright, this would be going into bag 9 if we were using Lego's bags, but of course we're not, because they're gone. Very pleased to see Lego have started transitioning to paper, but they did not for this set. This set was lots and lots and lots and lots of plastic. More really bright bits suggests that Lego is going to make them disappear like magic. Oops. Knocked over Bunny Girl. Sorry, Bunny Girl. Where is this one? Down there. And we've got a dot which goes on the top. Almost invariably drop a piece. Alright, let's start with this tall one. And there's a couple more of those doing the same, or similar anyway. And these ones are the other way around. Looks like all of those bits. Sometimes it's really hard to tell where they're going. But you just have to trust. In the great European gods of plastic, known as Lego. Or Lego if you're from South Australia. How do you pronounce it? Lego or Lego? Good. There. Where do you go? There. Okay, that'll make sense. I get worried when it makes sense because it usually means I've missed something. And I'm doing the opposite now. This new camera setup means you've got a bit more visibility into what I'm doing too, so it's hard for me to disappear off camera where you can't see me, which is much better, I think. It's not the same on each side, that's interesting. It's not symmetrical. Big fat fingers, little tiny pieces doesn't work very well. One back. I'm sure that'll be important at some point. I've got my bags out of order. I thought we were getting through a bit quick. Some different size ones and they fell down. Alright, we're using these tiles first. And these. 2 big blockies. And we've got a whole lot of snot blocks. Only those ones have this extra bit on them. The others don't. That's on the next one. Okay. Okay. $32 and $33. This is the correct bag. Seems about right that would go there. Looks like we're back to being symmetrical again. Two green ones. Lots of spaceship parts today. And back to asymmetrical again. We're really careful with the asymmetric builds. Come on, cheese. How'd you come? Then a cheese. It looks pretty similar over on this side too. We've got a leaf. Where do these go? You go on there. And you go on the leaf. You go on that leaf. Still don't know where this goes. And I've got one more of these too. One more little dot, which I don't see where it goes. It's going to be a mess later. There and there. There's definitely 3 of them on the plan. Bet the dot goes on this piece, because I can't see where that goes either, unless it's on the next page. Nope, certainly isn't. So, need to figure out where this goes. Ah, I see them. Lego is kind of a puzzle. You have to figure out what's different for each page. So it's good for your head. There's a bunch of these going on now. One more. And then our black bit. Good colours, yellow and black. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, that's correct. Now we're making some more geometrical shapes. This time we're making them out of helicopter parts. Anybody that's had the Lego Cities helicopter will certainly recognise these bits. Okay. Someone's hunting for the kitten by the sounds of things. That one I think goes under there. No, under there. Okay. Snowflake. That's what we're making. We're making a snowflake. Now we're doing almost the same thing again, but we're doing it backwards. So guess what? Surprise. Would you be at all surprised to know that these are going to join up somehow? But they don't, do they? Maybe they join that way. Or I made some assumptions about how they go together, and they do not. Back to puzzling. That one's definitely on there. That one's not. So this one joins on there like that, which means that one joins under that one and on top of the other one. That makes sense. That looks kind of right. Is it even? No, it's not even, which suggests it's not right. wonder if those ones go that way. Ah, now it's flat. That's probably it. It's a strange shape. Oh well, we'll soon know if it works. It'll either work or it won't. Now, what are they trying to tell me in this picture? It's got down bits around there. That one goes onto there like that. And look at that. Doesn't completely sit flat though, so I'm not quite convinced that's right. Just looking at the picture a little bit more. I don't think that's quite correct. Because we pulled this piece off. So if I turn that way, will it sit flat then? Well, it's flatter. So we're going to assume that's right then. We go. We're just going to keep going. You can laugh at me in a couple of minutes when I come back to this because it's wrong. Looks kind of okay. In a not okay kind of way. I don't like it. I kind of think that goes under that one. It's on top. I'm going to take this apart again and we're going to have another crack at this. Let's just get this out of the way so it's not annoying me. Because it wasn't quite right. I didn't like it. Right, back to first principles. This one goes on there, and it has that under there. And this one goes on there and has that under there. Okay. Now we've got the other one on the other side. And that goes under there. And we've got this one which goes under there and has that on the top. And then we've got this one, which has that there. That's quite a different shape to what we had, isn't it? Alright, let's bring this back in. So now we've got the under on that side, the over on that side, and they go like that. Oh, that's better, it sits flat everywhere now. Happy now, la. Happy la. Get on there. Okay, next. Hinges and crane parts. I think I hear a washing machine trying to go into orbit. Yeah, where are you logically going to fit? There? Yeah, looks okay. Looks like some strange electronic device. Of course it won't be. You could repurpose this design to be a satellite receiver or something. In the center. Joining the spaceship and car bits together. And it goes on the snot mounting down here. If it's going to. Oh, look at that. Nice and snug. It's like I bought one. This one goes over there. Oops. Knocked me table off. Come on, on you go. You're supposed to clip on there. Why don't you clip on there properly? There we go. Gotcha. That one. Almost done with today's build. This is the last bag that we're going to build today. And we'll finish this off next week. Alright then, now I'm going to make these little sticky jobbies. I'm making rather a lot of these. Like the washing machine's coming down from takeoff velocity. Forgot a bit. Naughty. Alright, so these, we leave the front stairs free. And that is it for this week. So what we've put together today is this assembly. which you can see in the picture is the pagoda that goes into the back there, which means this will clip on this side here. Looking at the picture, this will at some point in time clip onto there. Interesting, it's got more clip bits on this side, which suggests there's something else that's going to clip onto the side there, but who knows. Anyway, I will keep them apart for the moment because you're not meant to join them yet, and that will be the end of the stream for this week. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I didn't just kill it.